Long ago, during the Dark Ages, the world was in ruins. Everyone was depressed, there was nothing to eat, and Solid Snake was still not in Smash Bros. But then, the gods came down from the heavens and blessed us with a divine gift. Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Red and Blue Rescue Team. Based off the hit series Digimon, this game saw you become a pocket monster, and with the help of a complete stranger, you become part of a rescue team, exploring dungeons, helping civilians, and saving the world. The game featured turn-based exploration, which had the player manage resources carefully and combine luck with strategy as the dungeons became more and more perilous, unless of course you chose Skitty. The music was boppin', and all the townspeople each had their own fun personalities. It even has a better evil team than Gen 8 and 9. Well, I didn't say that. Who said that? Oh, great sage of the pond, please bestow us with some of your wisdom. Invest in crypto. Okay, maybe some parts of the game didn't age that well, but everything else was great. And if you didn't really know what you were doing, it could be pretty hard. Don't be surprised to see yourself running out of reviver seeds a lot. The later dungeons can be pretty brutal, but manage your resources right, and you're gonna succeed in no time. Oh, no, no, no! No! Wait! Wait! 1 week after the game's released, crime rates dropped 90%, the economy boomed, global cooling stopped, and Hollywood started to make good movies again. The leaders of the world all recognized the good this game did for humanity, and decided to try to make a sequel so legendary it would finally bring about world peace. However, in order to do this, the development team would have to be comprised of the most skilled and intelligent people in the world, with the combined efforts of Shigeru Miyamoto, Hideo Kojima, Phil Spencer, Sakurai, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Bill Nye, Albert Einstein, Oppenheimer, Tony Stark, Professor Farnsworth, Dr. Eggman, Eggman Nega, Rick, Doctor Who, Stewie, Light Yagami, Satoru Iwata, and many more. The game was made over the course of 3 years. This game would become known as Pokémon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky. Once this game hit store shelves, it ushered in the golden age of humanity, and it's not hard to see why. This game starts off very similarly to the first one, with the player waking up on a beach as a Pokemon and befriending another Pokemon, who after stealing a precious rock teams up with you and together you join the esteemed Wigglytuff Guild. While gameplay wise the game is mostly the same as Red and Blue Rescue Team, this game places a much larger emphasis on the story, which was mostly written by Martin Scorsese. Throughout the campaign, you start learning about how time gears are being stolen by the evil Grovyle, and how an ace adventurer Dusknor is trying to apprehend him. Now, I don't want to recite the entire story, as it's actually a law in certain countries that spoiling parts of this game can give you at least 10 years in prison, but I will say that like ogres, each character has layers. And the final fight against Primal Dialga after climbing up the grueling temporal tower is perfect, especially paired with the soundtrack led by Mozart. He went hard on that track, and the farewell scene afterwards has even made death row inmates cry their eyes out and turn over a new leaf. And then of course there's the massive post-game, which brings most modern Pokemon post-games to shame. There's even a fun wink and nod to the Doug trio from the first game. Needless to say, the world was never the same after this. For a solid month, not a single crime was committed, world hunger was no more, and Sonic Adventure 2 battle speedrunner Barack Obama became president. But alas, all good things must eventually come to an end. After Explorers of Sky was released to the public, the development team scattered across the wind, never to meet up again. People still wanted a sequel, and were desperate for more. However, without the original development team making it, they had to turn to other methods. With no other options, the Pokemon Company decided to open up a gateway to hell and ask Lucifer himself to make the game. A few years later, out popped Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity, and it was divisive, to say the least. While the story penned by Hayao Miyazaki was actually pretty good, the rest of the game lacked in what made the others so special. The camera was zoomed in, the text speed was really slow, the amount of Pokemon you could find was pretty limited, the way quests work were pretty bad, there was no real post-game whatsoever, and they removed Belly, which some people like, some people don't like. I'm kind of on the fence, I don't really know. Though there were some good things. Like I said, the story was actually really good, and the farewell scene at the end was probably one of my favorites out of the series. And moves themselves leveling up the more times you use them was pretty fun. I also enjoyed building on my paradise a lot, but overall it just did not reach the same levels the other two games did at all, which is really unfortunate. Also, there's only 5 starters. Like, come on. They also had DLC dungeons, which you had to pay for, which was kind of like, why? So people did not enjoy Gates to Infinity all that much. So Pokemon Company knew that they would have to make things right. So instead of releasing a mainline game that year, they decided to do something unheard of. In 2015, the world was gifted with Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, baby! Let's go of the year! Let's go, baby! That's what I'm talking about! Now this was a game. This game featured all 720 Pokemon up to that point, which you could connect and friend them all. While the story was a bit slow at the beginning, it quickly picked up afterwards and was pretty awesome. Emeralds were added to the game, which helped strategy out a lot. There was even Mega Evolution! Also newly added were team attacks. More than the others, this game felt like a celebration of the series so far, and was very refreshing after Gates to Infinity. Also, look at the starters! But then came the drought. No one knows why, but for years upon years, the series would slumber, lying dormant, with not a sound to be made. It wasn't until that fateful Pokemon Presents, which they have on their annual Pokemon Day, where it was revealed. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Rescue Team DX. Now this game was pretty good. As far as a remake of the original goes, I think it gave us everything we would want. Updated graphics, new fairy type, adjusted the difficulty a little bit. It was solid all around, but then it went back to silence. Pokemon has been receiving less and less traditional side games in recent years, so who knows when the next Mystery Dungeon will come out, if we ever get one. For all we know, this might have just been a one-time thing, although I say that the world needs a new Mystery Dungeon game, whether it be a remake of Sky or a completely new entry. It needs to happen soon. With the mainline games getting less than stellar reviews, the need for a good wake-up call is getting more and more imperative. We can't predict if and when these games will come out, but hopefully it's soon. The Pokemon Company always holds a Pokemon Presents on February 27th, aka Pokemon Day, so maybe, just maybe, there resides a spark of hope for the universe. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, and until next time, see ya!